The Corcoran Gallery, home of the Corcoran College of Art and Design, located on Pennsylvania Avenue and 17th Street, was bought by GWU in February, while the National Art Gallery takes custody of the art collection. This fall, Corcoran's art students are now considered GW students. The Corcoran School of Art and Design is now a new school under the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences, similar to the School of Media and Public Affairs. After the merge of GW and Corcoran, admission was free for a limited time this fall. Now, the Corcoran Gallery is shut down to renovate for student space.
They actually had a funeral for the museum. People who worked in the museum, they went around each room and said names of people who were really influential. A lot of the museum is going to be turned into classrooms. I think they're going to have a gallery space upstairs for moving galleries and the student art shows, but a lot of it is just getting shipped away to different places.
National Art Gallery is coming in and they're doing whatever they're going to do with the art. There's going to be a lot of new facilities, new dark room, new student spaces. We have a campus in Georgetown that's going to be moved into Corcoran, so pretty much all this art is going to be in one building now.
The logistics of the merge are still being worked on, but Corcoran students are already living on campus at Mitchell Hall, beginning the transition into GW Colonials.
We don't know what the vision of the combined institution, this new thing is going to be, and we won't have a clear idea of that until there is a new director in place. There's an interim director who is Alan Wade, and he's holding down the fort while there's a search, sort of a national search for someone who will be the director. And when that person comes in, which it sounds, my understanding now is that it'll be next summer, that person will do a lot towards articulating the vision.
There's something to be said about Corcoran students. I mean, our motto is dedicated to art, and I think that's definitely true with all of us. You can tell when we walk through the GW campus that we're a different circle. I know the freshman class is around 35 to 50 kids.
The Corcoran has a culture. Because it's a smaller school, in a certain sense it's more intense. It's got its own identity in a way that I think maybe the art department at GW doesn't quite have the same specificity. GW offers a BA, Corcoran offers a BFA, which is Bachelor of Fine Arts. It's much more intense. They don't take math classes, they don't take gen ed courses. They're in the studio all the time, or they're taking studio classes.
Just this month, the Corcoran website was turned buff and blue by GW. Corcoran classes are now accessible through the GW registrar.
For young mind, I think they should be exposed to many different fields, not only art.
To be able to take classes in all these other domains of intellectual pursuit, students have access now to all these other experts in other disciplines that can inform the work they're making.
I know as an art history student, being able to go to the Gelman Library and take classes at GW would be cool.
I actually changed my major to do the masters in art teaching as well, just because I knew GW did art therapy, and I was oh, that's interesting, maybe I'll go into that. The opportunity side of it. Any sports, Corcoran has nothing, and clubs and stuff like that.
I will say the Corcorans have been isolated from the GW campus, so in order to be more involved in student life, I think I had to join some organization, and I figured rushing would be a good way.
It's a good chance to see two different types of environments merge together, and I think as long as you're interested in art, you'll be happy about this merge.
Corcoran students worry about losing professors through the merge, as well as tuition increases. Corcoran students applying for next year will have to apply through GW and pay normal GW tuition. Luckily, no current students have seen major increases. All in all, the opportunities for GW and Corcoran students are only growing. For GW TV, I'm Holly Goldberg.